What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Gets Wrecked. Today I'm using the Parastrap team that I built a while ago, but I've made a small modification to it. As you can see, I actually ended up putting Groudon over Xerneas, and the reason for that is when I'm building teams, a lot like the process that I usually go through is I start with an idea. I say, okay, like these are the Pokemon that I will use in this team, and I just kind of like go with it, and I play on Showdown a little bit, and if I like what I see on Showdown, then I switch to Battle Spot. But a big part of the process of team building for me is it's not just like, here's the theory, now the team is ready to go, and it's easy. It's like, okay, here's the theory, and like all of a sudden you're really weak to I don't know, random stuff, and you gotta you're like, okay, like how do I improve this, or you have to say, is this a matchup that I'm comfortable like learning to play better? But oftentimes it's for me it's revision, because my team building skills aren't super on point immediately. So I noticed that my team, when I had Xerneas, actually had nothing for the combination of Crobat, Rayquaza, and Kyogre, which is like pretty not good, because Kyogre plus Crobat is a pretty common archetype, and it's not something you really want to be used to. You want to be weak to. So with that in mind, I said, okay, like Xerneas, it's also not super compatible with Gengar because the modes are really different. So what if I tried Groudon? So I decided to put Groudon on. This is actually the same Groudon and / team that I used in my match versus Aaron. And yeah, so I really like Gengar with double primal. I think I'm actually changing up my Gengar set as well. When I was trying to improve this team, I tested out a bunch of stuff. So my win-loss ratio is like pretty bad right now because I was testing. I tested Scrafty at one point, which is fun. But yeah, this is what I've ended up with so far. So I beat Cybertron. Me too, pal. Oh no, if I lose it, I beat Wolfe. Oh no! And speaking of that matchup that I was literally just talking about, we have Kyogre plus Crobat. So this guy beat Cybertron. He beat Aaron Cybertron Zang. So that's not good. Because Aaron Cybertron Zang also happened to beat me, so I guess he beat me by extension. So this is a match where I definitely like Gengar. Weavile is actually really threatening to me. I don't like it. I really would like Intimidate here because of the Weavile. I'm definitely bringing Groudon in the back. Gonna go ahead and try and lock in his Kyogre with Groudon in play. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and... Okay, so we know Gengar is definitely up front. We know Groudon's definitely in back. We know I'm definitely running out of time. So I guess I need stuff for his Landorus. Landorus, I have nothing for Landorus. I can bring my own Landorus to weaken it, but that's about it, because I don't have Hidden Power Water anymore. I like having Landorus up front with the Groudon pushing back. I think that's pretty solid. But the question is, do I want Kyogre, who only is really good... Kyogre's pretty good versus Weavile, Rayquaza, and Weavile, Rayquaza, but not good versus Kyogre, and it's not good versus Ferrothorn. It's not great versus Crobat. Crobat's a big problem. Crobat's a really big problem here. Thankfully, Gengar can kind of wall it out, but yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and use these guys, because these guys are my friends. I am choosing to bring Kyogre here. I'd prefer something like Raichu, but I'm going to bring Kyogre instead. So yeah, the reason for that is just because I really need something to hit that Landorus. I can't, if I bring Smeargle or Raichu, I don't have anything to hit that Landorus at all, and Landorus is very scary. So yeah, that's kind of the thought process there. And because I posted this team online, I have to be aware now that there's a very real possibility that he knows my sets, he knows I'm Parasong and stuff. So this is kind of the lead that I would expect. Let's go ahead and see if that's Blue Orb. If it's not Blue Orb, yeah, it should be Blue Orb. So the game plan here normally is to go ahead and use maybe Parasong or Sludge Bomb, and then U-turn with my Landorus to get Groudon in, and locking his Kyogre into that very nice Sun. So with that in mind, okay, this is the... Ooh, it's not the Disable one, it's the Hidden Power Water one. I thought I had the other one. Shoot. Well, okay, that makes things a lot worse. So, do I want a Parasong or do I want a Sludge Bomb? I don't think there's any way he goes into Rayquaza here, right? That would be such a hard read. Maybe he does. Okay, maybe he taunts me. Maybe he knows about Parastrap. Mega Evolution, Sludge Bomb. I'm just gonna go ahead and U-turn this Crobat, not for the damage, but for the ability to switch. So should have gone ahead and Parasonged here, but that's okay. You can't win them all or any of them. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what his Crobat does and what his Gengar does. So Kyogre's gonna go in for Protect. This is probably a Tailwind. I would be very surprised if it was not a Tailwind. So Parasong plus U-turn would have been a way stronger option, but unfortunately I didn't end up going for that. So Sludge Bomb's going to come out, and now we're on the first turn of Tailwind. So U-turn's also coming out, and going to go ahead and do very little damage to this Crobat. Ooh, massive amounts of damage. So much damage. And yeah, that should put my Crobat into Hidden Power Water range for sure. The question here is, I can switch to Kyogre. If I had freaking Disable, I could go Protect Disable, and it would be very nice. But I don't have Disable. And so, with all that in mind, I'm out of time. I can go Kyogre here, Protect. No, if I go Kyogre, I can go Kyogre here, Protect. No, I'm going Grab. Very nice. I will end up letting my... So strategy at the moment is predict the Super Fang plus Ice Beam into the Groudon, go ahead and protect Perish Song, then go ahead and protect, switch my Groudon into Kyogre, wearing down the turns of this Tailwind. Unfortunately, I think he will have the opportunity to set up Tailwind again before the end of the Tailwind. Sorry, before Perish Song takes it out. That's what I wanted. Okay, Perish Song, I think, and Protect. He can taunt my Gengar, but I don't think he has much reason to, especially because I Sludge Bomb turn 1. So I think just Perish Song and Protect. Gonna go ahead and get this counter on. I could also go for Sludge Bomb and Fire Punch into Crobat, but I like this better, to be honest. Unless this is a U-turn, that'd be bad. He knew. He knew. Why did nobody tell me he knew? Okay. Oh, I'm in red! It's okay, I have a charger now. So I think in that case... Very nice. I don't actually want to have a charger. I don't actually want to KO the Crobat, but I guess I didn't really leave myself much of an option. So hopefully Fire Punch actually does take out Crobat here. I might lose this Kyogre now. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Sludge Bomb, hopefully get the poison. No poison. No poison, no problem, right, boys? We take those? Fire Punch, that's not KOing. That's nowhere near KOing. I can't protect Gengar, so I have to Sludge Bomb. Maybe I just go... He probably goes super... He has to decide, he has to predict here whether or not I'm going to go ahead and... protect my Groudon or not. I think protecting Groudon's a pretty obvious choice, so I don't see why he wouldn't. Just go ahead and Ice Beam my Gengar here, but he's definitely in not an ideal situation. I need to do damage to this Kyogre before Rayquaza comes in, because Rayquaza is very scary. So Super Fang coming out into Groudon, I'm going to do an enormous amount of damage. Oh, I didn't Eevee for that. Ice Beam, let's see if it hits Groudon or Groudon. So I could have protected there very easily. And now I definitely like his position significantly better, especially given that I don't have Disable. The whole point with Disable is that you can, if you use Disable, it wouldn't have worked here because of the Crobat, but if you use Disable versus Kyogre in Sun, it suddenly has no moves that it can use. So I could have disabled that Ice Beam and then been totally safe here, except for the Crobat. So I joked earlier about that U-turn because U-turn did absolutely no damage, but I actually think it might have been significant when combined with the Sludge Bomb damage, so that just goes to show. So yeah, I expected Rayquaza to come in here, and I need to decide now whether or not I want to go Boom. Weavile probably has that Focus Sash, so with that in mind, Rayquaza probably has the Life Orb, and with Rayquaza probably having the Life Orb, he can do a lot of damage here. So I probably should do... I have to decide, so my other good move I think is Sludge Bomb into Kyogre and U-turn into Kyogre, which will probably pick up the KO, but I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and hope that he doesn't Protect with both his Pokemon, and just go ahead and go Protect and Boom. Because I don't have to Explosion. Like, I don't have to explode here. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't have to explode here. How do I don't know how to put it. I'm so sorry. I don't have to explode here. But I do have to hope that he doesn't protect both his guys. So Gengar uses Protect. Hopefully we say Rayquaza uses something that's not Protect. Boom! Boom. Boom. Easy. Goodbye. Wow, also that Rayquaza must be very bulky. Is it Sash? Why is it so slow with Sash? Is it Sash? I didn't see Sash. Crit. Yeah, crit sash. So it's slow sash Rayquaza, which is really interesting. So training Kyogre for Landy. Landy is my friendy. I didn't have to explode there. I just chose to. And so his last Pokemon is Landorus or... Oh, if it's Landorus, I might actually lose. Or Weavile. I can't take an Earthquake. Oh! I didn't think this went through very well. Rayquaza's at -1, and Sash. So it comes down to whether or not Kyogre can eat and say yummy to both a Earthquake and a Dragon Ascent from a non. But that could be banned, and if it's banned, it's going to do quite a bit of damage. And I protected last turn. So because I protected last turn, I should have just Sludge Bombed. It would have been better that way. No, it wouldn't have. Yes, it would have. What's the situation? What is the situation? I can go for a double protect. I can go for a Sludge Bomb. I can go for a Perish Song. Perish Song doesn't really help me here. And HP Water does not do enough damage, I believe. So, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Sludge Bomb and Scald. Hope that he's not Scarf. Yeah, Rayquaza uses Protect, so Gengar will go down here, and Kyogre will take a fair amount of damage. Yeah, I guess I could have gone for the double protect, but just in case he was Scarf, I didn't really want to risk it. So that's the end of my Gengar, and let's see how much Kyogre takes. Hopefully, I don't think -1 non... Oh, that does not do enough to Kyogre. So basically, I think this comes down to whether or not he crits. And if he crits, he wins, and if he doesn't crit, he loses. I could have gone for Water Spout there, but maybe that would have been the better move, actually. But I wasn't totally... I was, like, afraid of the situation in which it was Scarf Landy, and then he Earthquakes. But I think in that case I still lose because he goes Earthquake, Dragon Ascent, and I really hope I didn't just disconnect. Okay. I was afraid of the situation where he goes Earthquake and Dragon Ascent, takes out Gengar, and then Water Spout would have been better in that situation because I at least would have gotten Rayquaza, but I don't think after Dragon Ascent I would have KO'd his Landorus. So just gonna go ahead and hope that this doesn't crit. I feel like I've played pretty well regardless, but you know, it's not. This is the last turn of the game, one way or the other. So Rayquaza just comes out of the sky, crits. No crit. I thought that was a crit because it went down pretty fast. And Kyogre survives, and we actually take this game. So, good game for my opponent. Definitely a surprise to see that Gengar does not have Disable. That was a good prediction from him. But yeah, it worked out. So, that's going to be a very nice win. So, I don't know how long this episode is. I wish I had like a little timer to tell me how long I was recording. Oh, 12 minutes? Very nice indeed. So yes, I think I'll play another one. That was fun, right? This is only a 12-minute episode, so I feel like we have time for one more. And my DS is charging, so we're not limited by that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the continue battle button because I would like to continue battling. And it's maintenance because it's Monday night. Got it. So sorry guys. I guess I'll actually end up ending this episode here because I can't play anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Yes, if you have suggestions, if you want to see other potential I'm thinking about messing around with this team some more. I think I could probably drop Smeargle in theory, but I don't know exactly where to go from there. So Raiju also probably could be gone, but it changes like the team itself a lot. So those are just kind of thoughts that I have. I might mess around with it in the future. If you kind of like seeing this iterated process of me going through the team and seeing, okay, like this is what I'm testing, this is what works, this is what doesn't work, go ahead and let me know because that's something that I do personally, but I'm not sure if it's entertaining for you guys to kind of see the process because it's like a lot more testing based. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching again. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.